You're listening to CBC Online at cbchs.org.
3-2-1 CBC Online, special playoff edition. We talk with Coach Scott Pingel. And Coach, before we get into this week's game, we got to take a look back at that game against Francis Howell. Bit of a battle for you guys. Talk about that game, how you kind of saw it.
Definitely was a battle. We knew going into it they were a great defense. We were a great defense. They had a good offense. We had a good offense. So we knew it was probably going to be a low-scoring game, and, our defense stood the test and, really did a great job again.
And, of course, one of the freakiest things ever for the lights to go out in the middle of the game. I mean, how does that affect you? I mean, you're in the middle of the game, all of a sudden, poof, lights go out not once but twice. Again, it wasn't our finest moment, but you got to talk about it. What's going on?
Well, we didn't really know what was going on. We were just hoping we were going to finish the game that night. Coach Koch and I from Francis Howell, we were actually pretty calm through it all. We kind of kept our players calm, and when the lights did come back on, it was kind of getting, back to playing football. I think the second time was a little bit disheartening, and then I know that if it would have happened a third time, the referee said that he was going to call the game.
Now, again, Coach, you've been playing football since you've been a young boy. Have you ever experienced anything like that? That was just insane.
No, I never had light outage or anything like that. But, we've had delays, so it wasn't anything that we haven't seen before. It was just the spookiest part was just being pitch black on our campus.
Sure. Now, as we look back at that game, a couple things that kind of stood out. Certainly, you guys put the ball on the turf, a couple of costly picks. Now, as you get in the playoffs, I mean, those things get a little bit more amplified. How do you talk to your team about ball security?
Oh, we really went back to basics this whole week. It was kind of a good eye-opener for us. Anytime you have adversity, you got to figure out how to deal with it. And this week, we dealt with it with trying to get back to what we do best. We were trying to learn. We revisited how to tackle. We revisited how to hold the ball. We kind of went back to the fundamentals this week, so it's been good for us.
And just the whole aspect, as you get in the playoffs, I mean, certainly everyone in the state has got the target right on CBC's back. I mean, to be able to, maintain the number one throughout the season, I know we talked about previously, but now in the playoffs, you got a lot of guys gunning for you. Talk about that.
Right. I mean, it's everybody's goal now. You got 32 teams left. Everybody's goal is to try to be the last one standing. So, whether we have the chest or the target on our back or not, I think it's just the opponent we're playing. No one else is really looking at us right now. Everybody's focused on their one game, so it shouldn't be too hard for us to stay focused because our seniors know what they want.
And I was going to say, with those seniors, they certainly had a taste of coming up a little bit short last year. Is that something that's kind of driving the team, or is that just kind of in the past?
I think it's something we don't speak about, but it's definitely, I think it's a motivation for those kids because they've been there, they know what to expect, and they kind of know what they want. So I think it's definitely driving them, but we really don't speak about it.
How does your approach change during the playoffs? I mean, again, it's one and done. If you can't get it done, your season's over. A lot of pressure, but as a coach, how do you approach that?
We don't really approach it any differently. I know it's a cliche. We really don't because we know that if we're done, it's over. So we really put all our eggs in one basket each week and, try to come up with the best game plan. And, anything's game now. We got to win each game, so we don't try to hold anything back.
Again, not to look ahead, but certainly came out last week that any road that CBC would have to the state championship would have to go through the Kansas City area. And certainly, that's a tough task. Talk about that. Was it a bit of a surprise to you? Because it kind of came out of nowhere.
Well, I don't know if it was a surprise. I thought it was going to be a little bit different realignment, but hey, it's no big deal. We still got 4 games before we got even worried about that one, so we're not really even thinking about that yet.
Talk about this week's opponent. Certainly, as they come in as the lowest ranked team in the bracket, a lot of people might look past this team. I mean, what are some things that you're going to be keen on for this game?
Well, they are 0-9 right now, but they do a lot of things. They have a lot of different looks on defense, a lot of different looks on offense. So, they're not your typical team where they're just trying to get by. They're trying different things, and they're dangerous whenever you try different things. You don't know what to expect.
Coach, what are some of the keys for you? What are the things that you're looking for your team to execute in these first couple games? Ball security, penalties have been a bit of an issue. What are you trying to key on?
Well, we're going to make sure our defense is still playing at a high level because, I said all along that we're going to go as far as our defense takes us. I think they got the mentality now, hey, offense, special teams, somehow get us 7, get us 10, we're going to win. So they got a great attitude towards that. Offensively, we're trying to run the ball a little bit better, have the ball security you spoke about, but, try to get back to, again, basics. What made us click early on, and we faced a great team last week, so we're not really pushing the panic button yet.
Sure, and I mean for Francis Howell to come in and their defense, you warned everyone. You said their defense was a splitzing defense and they were very athletic, and they really showed it. That was a great program, but it's a great test for you guys because coming in the playoffs, so you hadn't really been battle tested. You had a lot of blowouts along the way.
Right. So I always look at things as positive. So that was definitely a good thing for our program, and it got us to address some things that we need to address. So I think it's going to be a good thing for us moving forward.
And Coach, just how would you describe your mood and your team's mood? Do you guys feel loose? You're not really playing tight? Or what's the mood in the program right now?
I'd say hungry. I think definitely. I don't think we're tight because I think we know how to play in these situations. We've been here before, but I think they're hungry. They kind of know what they want, and they're getting after it, ready to hit the Francis Howell North on Friday.
And certainly great testament to your senior class. You guys have really got it done. Any message to the seniors that you want to say in terms of their leadership and why you're going to need them to be leaders?
Well, again, I'll say thank to them, but we always stress that, we're fortunate enough to coach here. It's actually your team, so, keep running with it and have fun with it and make memories.
And again, as we look at the stat sheet, you guys are getting production all over the board, so that's certainly a positive as you move into the playoffs. You pretty much have a lot of weapons at your disposal. Talk about just the versatility and the depth of your bench. I mean, you have a lot of good players.
Right, and it's a blessing and a curse because we're trying to make sure we get everybody enough touches and enough carries. But these guys have been very selfless and really wanting to win for CBC, so I've been very proud of them. And that's really what we're stressing forward now. It's all about CBC. Stats are great, but it's all about CBC from here on out.
And finally, Coach, the fan support. I mean, you're really going to need them during this playoff run. So any message to the fans? I mean, this is an exciting brand of football that they really need to be part of. Any message to your fans out there?
Well, kind of the same message we preach to our guys. Don't take anything for granted. You only get a game once a week, so come out and support us, have fun with it, get loud, have crazy fans, and just have fun with it because, like I said, don't take it for granted because it's you don't never know when you get back here.
Again, that's Coach Scott Pingel, and Coach, we hope to be talking about a victory this week. But again, we'll catch up with you next time.
CBC, Men for Tomorrow, Brothers for Life.